A kid throws a rock and breaks the baker shop window. The baker runs out furious. A crowd gathers, and then someone says, "Actually, this is good for the economy." Now the baker has to pay the glass guy. The glass guy takes the money, goes out for lunch. The money moves. Jobs are created. This kid didn't cause damage. He helped the economy. The crowd thinks about it and slowly nods. But here's what everyone missed. The baker was going to buy a new suit that afternoon. Now he can't. Yeah, the repair guy got paid, but the tailor got nothing. The suit was never made. The crowd saw the window. They missed the suit. And that is the trick. That is how almost every bad economic idea in the world works. They show you the window being fixed. They never show you the suit that was never made. Today, I'm going to show you the whole economy. Micro, macro, money, and jobs. Through this one lens. Stop looking at what is visible. Start looking at what is not. It all starts with one word: scarcity. You want stuff, food, shelter, a slightly larger TV than your cousin has. But there's not enough stuff to go around. Because of scarcity, you have to choose, and every choice has a cost. Watching this video means not watching cat fails. That's your opportunity cost. So how do we get the stuff we want without fighting for it? We trade. You have apples, I have bananas. We swap, win-win. But to trade efficiently, we need a system. Put scarcity, trade, and opportunity cost into a box and shake it, boom. You just invented a market. A market is just buyers and sellers interacting. What makes it tick? Incentives. If pizza is $100, you won't buy it. If it's $1, you'll eat 7. Lower prices incentivize buyers. Higher prices incentivize sellers. This back and forth is supply and demand. Where supply meets demand is the equilibrium price. It's the magical number where everyone who wants to buy finds someone who wants to sell. But what's the unseen here? Price controls. When the government steps in and says, "Nope, you can't charge more than X," they are trying to ignore economics. The visible effect, cheaper stuff. The unseen effect, sellers stop selling and the shelves go empty. You fix the window, but you kill the suit. To make trade easier, we invented money. It avoids the whole "I'll trade you a goat for some Wi-Fi" situation. Money is just a medium of exchange. It's economic lube. But money is where the seen versus unseen trick gets really dangerous. Imagine you live in a small village. Fixed amount of money, fixed amount of stuff. Bread, milk, clothes. Prices are stable. Then overnight, the mayor secretly prints $10,000 and gives it to 3 of his friends. Next morning, his friends go to the market first. They buy everything at normal prices. But by the afternoon, sellers notice everyone seems to have more money. So prices start rising. By the time you show up after work, everything costs more. You didn't get any of the new money, but you are paying the new prices. This is inflation. It doesn't hit everyone at the same time. The people connected to power get the new money first. They spend it before prices move. By the time it reaches you, the prices have already moved. The visible, the government has more to spend, people get paid. The unseen, every dollar printed makes your existing dollars worth less. You are the baker, and they just stole your suit. So who decides how much money to print? Central banks. They control the money supply and set interest rates, the price of borrowing money. High rates make borrowing expensive, cooling the economy down. Low rates make borrowing cheap, heating the economy up, okay? So we have markets and money. How do we measure if the economy is actually working? We use GDP, gross domestic product. It's the total value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a year. But GDP is flawed. It doesn't count unpaid labor or black market activity. It doesn't care if you're happy. It doesn't care if the GDP came from selling weapons to toddlers. And here is the ultimate unseen. GDP counts the broken window being fixed as growth. It counts the money moving, but it completely ignores the suit that was never made. It ignores the fact that the baker is back to zero. This leads to the biggest myth of all, that destruction is good for the economy. Look at the bombed cities after World War II, they say. Think of the construction jobs, the rebuilding boom. No, if your house burns down and you spend 2 years rebuilding it exactly as it was, you aren't richer. You're back to where you started. Meanwhile, your neighbor spent those same 2 years building a second house. Those workers in cranes rebuilding your house could have built a hospital, a school, or a factory. Destruction doesn't create wealth. If it did, we'd just bomb our own cities whenever the economy slows down. Let's zoom into your personal space. You wake up, you go to work, you get paid. That's labor economics. Jobs are just a market. where the product is human time. Firms buy it, the price is wages. But what happens when a new machine comes along? In the 1800s, workers in England broke into factories at night and smashed the newly invented weaving machines. They were terrified these machines would take every single job. Were they wrong? In the short run, no. Some lost their jobs. That part was real and painful. That's the visible. But here is the unseen. When the machines arrived, the English cotton industry had about 7,900 workers. 27 years later, 320,000. The machines didn't steal jobs. They created 40 times more of them. Think of a lemonade stand. You squeeze lemons by hand, you make 10 cups a day. Someone gives you an electric juicer. Now you make 100 cups. You make more money, you buy more lemons. The farmer does better, you buy more cups. The cup maker does better, you hire a friend. One machine ripples everywhere. But wait, what about AI? AI is different. It can write, think, and code all at once. But people panicked about every single invention. The factory, the car, the computer. Every time they said, this is the one that destroys work. Every time they were wrong. The argument is always, machines are only good if they don't take jobs. But by that logic, we should ban trucks and make people carry boxes on their backs. Actually, why stop there? Give everyone a spoon and make them dig roads by hand. Zero unemployment. We don't do that because the goal is never to just keep everyone busy. The goal is for people to live well. This brings us to taxes and government spending. Governments need money for roads, schools, and military jets. So they tax. Imagine every week your mom takes $10 from your pocket. She says, don't worry, I'll spend it for you. Here's the problem. You knew exactly what you needed. New shoes, a book for school. Your mom buys a decoration for the living room. It looks nice. Guests compliment it, but your shoes are still falling apart. This is what happens with government spending. The money doesn't disappear. It gets spent, just not by you. The government spends to look good, to win votes, to cut ribbons in front of cameras. That brand new stadium, that's the visible. But the school that never got repaired, the business that never got started because taxes were too high, you never see those things because they were never allowed to exist. That is the unseen. I want to introduce you to someone. His name is the Forgotten Man. He was the grandfather who saved his whole life and watched his savings disappear when the government printed more money. He is the young person who could never find work because businesses stopped investing when taxes got too high. He did everything right, but he is the one who paid. Zoom out. Every economic system in the world, capitalism, socialism, communism, or the mixed economies we actually live in, is just a different way of answering three questions. What do we make? How do we make it? Who gets it? No one has nailed it perfectly. Markets are efficient, but they don't care about fairness. Governments try to fix fairness, but they often break the incentives that make stuff in the first place. But no matter what system you live in, the fundamental rule remains the same. The bad economist sees only what is visible, the window being fixed, the stadium being built, the printed money being spent. The good economist also sees what is not, the suit that was never made, the business that never opened, the savings that evaporated. Remember the baker from the start, the one who couldn't buy his suit? You've been the baker this whole time. So next time someone shows you the window being fixed, remember the suit. Remember the unseen. That's it. That's all of economics.